Hi, I know it's been a while since I've uploaded my last YouTube video, and I still actually haven't shot anything in a really long time. But I thought, why not upload something which is kind of like personal to me, and it might benefit you guys as well. So, here's my coming out video. So, in order to talk about my coming out story, I think I should first tell you about how I realized that I'm gay, or how I realized that I'm attracted to men. So, like everyone else, while I was in school, I had a girlfriend. I proposed to this girl because everyone else had a girlfriend. I was like, I need to have a girlfriend as well. So I proposed to this girl, to which she very shamelessly rejected me. And I was like, how can you do that? I was good in studies, I was cute looking, I had like good connections with everyone. I was like, how can you just reject me like that? But anyway, after a few days, she accepted my proposal and we became boyfriend girlfriend. But after a while, I realized I don't feel for her the way that I should, you know. And that is actually when I realized that maybe I am not attracted to girls and maybe I am into boys. So fast forward to the time in college when I actually started meeting people from the community. I went on a couple of dates with one or two guys and I realized this is something that I want to share with someone. And if you are close to me, if you are someone who knows me from a really long time, you probably know that I have two best friends in this world who are Divya and Nana, who have been there for me in my life since my school days. It's probably been more than 13 years or so of our friendship, and I just wanted to share that with someone. So I remember one day, I don't know what happened, I just remember calling Divya all of a sudden at night. I don't know what the time was, it was probably late after probably 12 or 1. I called her and I was like, dude, I need to talk to you. So I was crying, I was like, this was the first time I ever told anyone about myself, okay? So I was very nervous, I was having no idea though how she would react, and it was just crazy for that time. Right now I think about it and I'm gonna laugh, but at that time it was very, very scary. After probably like 15 or 30 minutes of crying, I told her, Divya, I am gay. And when I said that, she was completely silent. She was thinking, I remember before I told her, she was like, do you love me? Are you in love with me? I was like, no, I'm not in love with you. I need to say something else. And she was like, okay, then what is that? Why are you like so bothered about something? And then I told her about it, and then she was like, okay. So at first she was like quite hesitant, I remember, and I was kind of disappointed. But उसके बाद she kind of started like, okay, ठीक है, doesn't matter, it's okay. And she started accepting myself because, you know, like in a city like Guwahati, you don't get that much exposure when you're in school or something. You don't really know much about all these topics. So it was kind of new to her as well. So I totally understand her reaction तब के टाइम पे जो उसने बोला था. But after that, she has never like made me feel in a way like this is not normal or anything like this is abnormal or something. Never. She has always been there for me. And उसके बाद I remember coming out to Naina. Naina and her family just shifted to her new home, and it was like kind of like a party home. What do we call it? Anyway, so it was like a party, and all the family members were there and everything. And Divya was like, you should tell her. I was like, ठीक है, let's do that. So I remember sitting in, I think, Nana's sister's room, which was kind of empty. There was no furniture. So we were just sitting, and मैंने नैना को बोला, like I think Divya ने बोला, I don't remember the exact story, but ऐसे ही हुआ था. At the time I was dating a guy, and Nana was like, who are you dating? तो फिर I was like, नहीं, अगर मैं बोलूँगा तो बुरा मान जाएगी, and like तो गुस्सा हो जाएगी and all that. Because I thought कि Nana would be homophobic. I had no idea that like how would she react to this whole thing. And then she was like, अरे no, show me. ऐसा कौन हो सकता है जिसको मैं इतना hate करती हूँ कि like you can't show me. तो फिर Divya took my phone and she showed the picture of the guy that I was dating. And Nana was confused कि like ये बंदे का photo क्यों दिखा रही है. Then Nana was like, अरे ये तो लड़का है, लड़के का photo क्यों दिखा रही है. एंड दिव्या and मैं दोनों बस नैना को ऐसे देख रहे हैं कि लाइक कब रियलाइज करेगी ये बंदी. एंड देन शी रियलाइज एंड शी वाज लाइक okay. But more than anything, her reaction was very hilarious because like she had no idea that this would happen. And but see, the thing is, like in my life, I have been very lucky to have friends and family who have been very accepting towards everything. Like I remember coming out, I never had actually like a bad coming out reaction from anyone for that matter. So these two were the first people that I came out to. Then I came out to my sister. So, when I was coming out to my sister, I remember like me and my sister being the bestest friends ever. So when I came out to Divya and Naina, after that I was like, मुझे दीदी को भी बोलना चाहिए अभी, क्योंकि मुझे उससे ये सीक्रेट नहीं रखना था. एंड उसको पता था कि लाइक मैं कभी कभी देश में जाता हूँ. एंड शी यूज्ड टू आस्क मी कि लाइक तो किसके साथ जा रहा है, कौन है, हु इज दैट गर्ल एंड ऑल दैट. आई वाज सरप्राइज कि शी डिडंट नो, बट एनीवे. तो फिर आई डिसाइडेड कि लाइक इट वाज बैक इन 2019. आई डिसाइडेड कि आई विल टेल हर कि लाइक द वे आई फील. देन आई रिमेंबर टेलिंग हर that I have something very very important to tell you, and that this is something very big and I'm very scared for it. Because again, I used to think that my sister was homophobic as well. I don't know, for some reason I used to think like everyone is homophobic. So for she thought ki like I did something very wrong, that there is some police case going on or I'm running away from the home. So she thought like that. Okay. And I remember going out with the guy who I was seeing, and it was quite late for me to come home, and she was getting sure that I'm running away from home for some reason. And she was like, you're coming back home, right? You're coming back home, right? She's calling me like after every 10-15 minutes, and she's like, you're coming home, right? You're coming home, right? If there's anything you can tell me, okay? I was like, dude, don't worry, I'm coming back home. You don't have to worry about it. I'm just out with my friend. I'll go back as soon as possible, and then we'll talk. Okay? Then I reached home. And she was like, now tell me. I was like, अभी नहीं, let's have dinner and उसके बाद बोलता हूँ. She was like, okay, ठीक है. We had dinner and everything, and then like after everyone slept, she came to my bedroom. And bedroom पे आके वो मुझे पूछती है, अब बता क्या हुआ है तुझे, ऐसा क्या क्या तूने, is there like कुछ पुलिस केस वगैरह हुआ है, या फिर did you get a girl pregnant, anything like that, or like are you planning to like go away from home or something. I was like, dude, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, like there's something else. And then she was like more confused कि like actually ऐसा क्या हुआ है. And then after like almost half an hour of crying, now that I think about it, I realize that I was a very big crybaby back then. I remember I had these words in my mouth that like I wanted to tell her कि like I am gay. Ba, I'm gay. Ba means Didi. So Didi, I'm gay. Okay. But the words were just not there. I was trying to say to her, but it was not coming out. It was like I was doing this, but like she's like, what are you saying? Say it out loud. I want to hear what you're saying. I was like, then like after like 10 minutes of trying, I finally told her, Ba, I'm gay. And she was like, that's okay. And I was like, wait, what? Did she just say that it's okay? And she's like, and after that, she was like, dude, you were crying for half an hour for this? You gave me like a whole day of headache. पूरा दिन I was just like wondering कि तूने ऐसा क्या किया, and all that was for this. I was like, wait, so you're okay with it? And she was like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I'm there for you all the time. You don't have to worry about it. I'll fight with my parents if I have to support you. And that was like crazy for me. It was like to hear those words that she supports me irrespective of what my choices are sexually. She was there for me, and she was like, I am there for you, don't worry, I will be there, you're my best friend, you're my brother, I love you no matter what. And then I just hugged her for almost like 15-20 minutes, and I just cried because I was so happy that I have a sister who supports me like this. Because मुझे नहीं लगा था कि like I would get this support from my family, and that moment was like magic for me. And then after my sister, I remember coming out to my mother. Like it was back in 2019 only when I decided like I would tell that to my mom as well. And it was kind of like a weak moment. I did not have any idea that I would do that, but I told you that I was seeing a guy and I kind of had a fight with him and I was just crying like anything that day, and my mother was like, what is going on with you? Why are you guys fighting? Like she knew him as a friend of mine. So I was just crying, and my mom was like, tell me what's going on, क्या हो रहा है, मुझे बताओ, I'm here for you. तुम्हारी माँ है तुम्हारे साथ, why are you crying so much? And I was like, नहीं माँ, अगर मैं आपको बता दूंगा ना तो फिर you will be mad at me. Like आप मुझसे बात नहीं करोगे, आप मुझसे प्यार करना बंद कर दोगे, you will stop loving me, like all those things. And my mom was like, क्या हुआ है बताओ. And I was like, माँ मुझे लड़कियां नहीं पसंद आती. And she was like, okay, what does that mean? I was like, माँ मुझे लड़के पसंद आते. And she was like, I think she was kind of, she had no idea how to react to this, because she was like, I don't know what she was going through, but she did not react. Then I was like, she was like, okay, ठीक है. I felt like she did not understand what I was saying. And I was like, माँ मुझे I don't like girls. I like guys in a way that you should like girls. तो फिर I don't know how to say this. I remember everything very clearly, but it's very hard to explain to you guys right now. And she was like, okay, फिर ठीक है. I was like, मुझे like she was accepting it, and I was feeling like she's not understanding the fact that I'm gay. But I was telling her, explaining it to her again and again just to make sure that she is getting what I'm saying, and she was like, okay, that's okay, I love you. I was like, Ma, you're not getting it. And I remember telling her, like, I love this guy, I love him. And then she was like, okay, ठीक है, तो फिर तुम दोनों रहो एक साथ ऐसे ही. I was like, no ma, we love each other the way you love Papa. And I think that's when she like finally understood everything very clearly. And she was like, still okay? I was like, Mom, are you getting it? Like, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? And she was like, I get it. And it was kind of very surprising for me कि like Ma would accept it so easily. And मुझे कोई आइडिया भी नहीं था कि लाइक मेरा लाइफ इतना ईजी हो सकता है आफ्टर कमिंग आउट. एंड फ्रॉम दैट मोमेंट, आफ्टर कमिंग आउट टू माई मदर, so after coming out to my mother, I was feeling very relieved. Like now my mother knows, and everything is going to be good. And after that, actually, I started coming out to more and more people. I came out to my friends in college, like people who are like close to me. I started coming out to them, and then a guy came into my life, which you guys already know. So after meeting him, I started feeling more confident about my sexuality. Really sorry for that. So after meeting him, okay. So like I did not expect to get emotional, but here we are. Anyway, so like after meeting this guy, okay. So fast forward to 2020, when I met this guy, who I fell in love with, and we had a beautiful relationship. And it was actually during this time only when I started feeling more and more confident, and comfortable with myself, with my own skin, with my own choices, and it was amazing. So we even had like a joint page together. We had a YouTube channel, which I think all of you already know, but which you guys already obviously know. So that's when I started coming out to everyone, I guess. So now like everyone in my family knows. I think like extended family, they also know about it. All my friends know about it. People in social media. I'm not afraid of my sexuality or anything anymore. Like what people are gonna say, I don't care. Or yeah, I used to be like, like maybe I'll just need to block these people before uploading this reel. Maybe I need to hide this story from people who are going to like look at these stories. So now it's not there anymore. So like the more you keep on coming out to people, the more comfortable you become in your own skin. And it's like a long process. Okay, it's not something that you have to do like randomly one day. You have to take a proper decision, like what you want to do, what you actually want, because coming out comes with like a lot of struggle as well. It's not always an easy journey, just like the way it was for me. It might be very hard for you. You never know about it, right? So it's always like, I would always suggest you to like take proper how do you say it, like think it through. Like before coming out to someone, make sure that you trust that person. Make sure it's someone who will keep it with them even if like they are not comfortable with it. Like if you're coming out to a friend, that friend might be homophobic, but at least that friend should be trustworthy, that he won't go and say it to other people. Okay, so that is there. So it's like a long process. You should always take your own time. It's never too late to come out to anyone, to be honest. Doesn't matter if you're like in your 20s, if you're like going to school, if you're in your 30s, 40s or 50s, it's never too late. Like it's never too late to learn. It's never too late to start living your life. So just because you're 40, just because you're 50, just because you're 30 doesn't mean you should stop living your life, right? You should start living it more. क्योंकि कितना ही है यार लाइफ में, इतना छोटा सा तो लाइफ है, यही अगर नहीं जियोगे कैसे होगा? And that's just my mantra for now, because I think after my breakup, it was quite hard for me to move on. I am still unable, like I'm still learning a lot of things. I'm still learning how to love myself, how to be with myself, because that is very important. And moving on comes with like a lot of struggle and lot of lonely nights when you just cry yourself to sleep. But it's not important ki like you need to show that to people. You can struggle in your own life, because I think I have realized like people actually like to see you struggle a lot. They would say that they're there for you, they are your friends, they would be there for you, but sometimes they just want gossip, they just want to see you struggle. And I have decided to not let these people into my lives anymore. I have very few close friends in my life who know everything about me, and other than that, no. If somebody is there, I definitely take time. I have built like a lot of walls around me where like there's like a lot of filters when I'm saying something to someone. And it's just that it's better this way, because you won't end up getting hurt by random people. And it's always nice to take precautions, because you never know who someone might be. Like you cannot just talk to someone for a month and know that this person is like really nice. You can never know that. So I think I have given a lot of gyan today, and I hope you like the video. I would say that I'll be back consistent on YouTube, but you never know. I'm trying my best to be consistent here, and yeah, I think let's just end the video here. There's like a lot of gyan coming, which I'll give in some other video. And don't forget to be happy. Just because you had a heartbreak, that does not mean that you should stop living your life. Live your life in your own terms, and don't let anybody tell you any different. Okay? Live your life in your own terms. Really don't give a shit about people. Be you. Be happy. Good night.